Hashem Yahava Elohim, Shalom Barak, Allahu Assalamu Alaikum, wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. Our Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon everyone who catches this message. It's time for a party. Today's party, we're going to focus on crowdfunding. Just let a little bit of music play before we get things started. Sophia M, I see you. This next song is called Song. Brought to you by Cole. Today's party, crowdfunding on web3. See you, little kid. See you. Shimmy Havalahim, Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon you. Thanks for joining the party. The song is called Destiny and Journey. One of the other names that I use is 3P. It's the name that I use when I produce music. DJ Microwave 5,000 watts, 3P Rouge. Enjoy. It takes forever to get it took you. World Wide Web. World Wide Web.
dirty south. No innovations coming out of players' mouths. Time to head for the border, take my crew on an Iliad. Reach out and touch the world, expose to 10% affiliates. But I don't sure you guess, we live in continental US. And we won't stop until we blow up the spot in Bangladesh. It's a mystery how such a small crowd controls the currency, while the rest of us are rats running on wheels in laboratories. False freedom society is only a maze for chasing cheese. The world spins 360 degrees, and so can you. Pick up the game from Parker Brothers, ain't gonna get a clue. Wait a minute, let's take it back stateside. Pangea is the web of our thoughts worldwide. Wait a minute, let's take it back stateside. Pangea is the web of our thoughts worldwide. Worldwide, 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 worldwide. Trapped in Groundhog's Day, why repeat yourself? Playing virtual reality, pretending you an elf. If it wasn't for my ijtihad, I'd be a thief or assassin. Quiet panther, stalking while you're raising rockers blasting. Seems the only sound investment these days is black jackets and caskets. I got a subterranean locomotive headed straight for Canada. Need some Medicaid, socialism's the only answer. Mosey on down to the shores of the Caribbean. Start speaking in tongues, make them think I'm Bolivian. Organized Aztec protest at the doors of MOPEC. Cause there's some villains making trillions, take it till nothing is left. Move on to the jungles, strap myself to some trees, save the rainforest so our planet can breathe. Would you rather die because they kill the cure until you're some disease? Steady propagating social crime called greed. Corporations stealing land from aborigines with no treaties. Wait a minute, let's take it back stateside. Pangea is the web of our thoughts worldwide. What about the Monroe Doctrine? Rip it up, burn it, and cast it to the four winds. Enemies trade secrets for lives told on friends. So let's take it across the ocean to the land of my hide. The core of my body shakes like ropes in a royal rumble. Native tribes committing genocide to the alien beat of humble mumble. Apartheid hasn't died, it's just no longer covered. I smell the dirties in the air, sky overcast, the baby boom but a buzzing. Why is it the empires must colonize everything they discovered? Put a brick wall between you and the land called mother. Hypothetically, you can't discover what's already there. So who are you to tell me how to walk, talk, and wear my hair? And what's up with this free zone? No flying over holy land, fighting over oil and sand. From the streets of Turkey and Israel to the dunes of Iran and Afghanistan. All of your holy books told you how to survive in this place. The last time I checked, we were all humans in the same race, supposedly cognitive. So tell me what the hell are you doing? Civilization and things falling apart, marching off to ruin. Let's take it back stateside. Pangea is the web of all thoughts worldwide. Worldwide, worldwide. Mistakes like the engineering buildings on the sites of earthquakes. Strap two life preservers onto your feet. Take a stroll on the beach on the search for some eats. It takes a while to find something agrarian. Go to Mesopotamia and find the Bavarians. Maybe go to Europe, smoke some hash and walk tulips. Take a tour through the Caucasus Mountains and blow some knowledge on your ass from the peaks of Shiraz. But we're not through. The Filipinos, Indians, and Chinese have been patiently waiting like the Haitians, staging demonstrations, meeting you free, and you be you. Leave me alone to do what I must do. I believe in the eightfold path that must be right. I couldn't find it inserted in every world religion in sight. Not only that, but let's take it to the Swiss Alps. The population is in orbit, no split scalps. So what's up, Mr. President? I don't mean Russia. But can you tell me what you're planning to do about Poland and Russia? Hey, wait a minute. Let's take it back stateside. Again, it's the web of all thoughts worldwide. Worldwide, worldwide.
say it again. If you happen to be over in TikTok, can't see you, can't communicate. However, if you come over to YouTube, you're open to speak as much as you want in the comment section. We're about to review crowdfunding, decentralized finance. We are here. Nos estamos aquí. We are here. Going there. Nos estamos viendo allí. Walk with me, talk. How many of you out there have a reactive spirit? Every time something pops up, oh, you got something to say about it. What you gonna do about it? ¿Qué está volviendo? What are you doing? What will you do about it? The sky is falling. You're gonna break out an umbrella, or you're gonna run around and cry about it. NASDAQ is falling. Are you gonna break out an umbrella, or are you going to cry about it? I don't feel secure. Are you gonna find a way to net securities, or are you gonna cry about it? President's acting up. Government's acting up. Are you going to adapt your standards, or are you going to cry about it? Selah. Estamos aquí. Nos estamos viendo allí. Walk with me, talk with me. I like that bridge. I forgot how to say bridge. I used to know how to say street. I can say beach, playa. We are not at the beach. That is not the beach. Fila found insane lost angel. Fila. I've been to Atlanta several times, but I ain't on some forever Atlanta. No. I was wearing Fila way before I ever made it to Atlanta. Really had no designs to get to Atlanta. Nah. Made it there though. Been to New York. Been out to Cali. Went to San Bernardino. Hadn't made it out to the ocean yet. I wanted to go to LA. I was told I was about 30 to 45 minutes away. Of course, that's excluding traffic. That's if you can just drive straight on in from San Bernardino to LA. Yeah, so I was 30 to 45 minutes away. Let's say 30 to 45 miles away. We're at the second bridge. I like this bridge too. This is a football field. I don't know if you can see it. I say that's a hawk. I've been told it's a turkey buzzard. I'd rather ride with the majesty of a hawk, though. Crowdfunding. That can go a lot of ways. You can have a car wash over the weekend, Friday, maybe Saturday. Detail the car out. $150. Why? Well, it usually costs about $75 to $100 to actually detail out a car anyway. So $150 because we're doing a benefit. I ain't got no car, and I'm not trying to give you $150 just to make you look nice and smell good. Because knowing me, it's going to be dusty again in about 3 or 4 days. Wow. Well, we could just lock it in and say, we're all going to throw some money on a money tree. They usually do those season. And since there's people out there who know about that, they said, okay, well then let's give you a convenient way to do a money tree all year round. And there's a thing that goes with convenience. For you to gain ease, you lose control. Lose some profits. What do you mean? There's a few crowdfunding sources out there in the digital realm, and you can use them. Everybody can agree to go to this place and put some money in, and you even announce how much you want to raise. Let's say we want to raise $2,000. What happens if we don't make it to the goal? What if we only raise $1,200? What if we only raise $1,800? Now, if we are using a conveniently offered digital arena, they might want to take 10 to 15% from that. So if you raise $1,200, that means 10% of that, $120, is taken away from your worthwhile cause. Well, what are you going to do about it? We're in centralized banking. And in the world of finance, everybody that puts their hands on it gets to take a piece of the pie. Well, this is true. So, what if there was a way to eliminate the middleman? What if there was a way to establish a network that did not involve middleman communication? Do you really need someone as an intermediary to handle your finances if you have 10 groups that are basically businesses? Business, you're handling your own finances. And if you're involved with other businesses, they would be doing the same. So it would be a matter of keeping the ledgers concurrent, correct, and current with the same information. You may have heard of a community chest. You may have heard that you could set up a trust and establish a community chest. These things are true. You can do that with paperwork and go through a banking system, which would be centralized financing, because then you would have that intermediary, you would have that middleman. Now we're trying to avoid the middleman. Every time you consult Google, you're in web 2. Now, I'm not talking about just when you search Google, those apps that you use. Anybody ever tell you there's around 13 major companies who actually finance everything to do with companies who are responsible for financing entertainment? Sony Music, Warner, Universal Music Group, they all have to report to someone. There's 13 groups. And those 13 groups have a percentage with each other's endeavors. So no matter what happens, no matter who comes out on top that quarter, that fiscal year, everyone still receives a percentage. Are you enjoying your ride of being distracted while people tell you how Spotify doesn't pay artists enough? Are you enjoying that ride? Are you enjoying the ride while they pump the airwaves and talk about how AI has more music on the platforms than real artists? Are you enjoying the ride while they talk about how they have to rewrite who can have a copyright? Are you enjoying the ride while they tell you that monetary values are shifting? However, the cost of goods will always increase. Are you ride concerning now when you go and try to buy products, you have to search high and low for sole proprietors instead of investing your currency with corporations? Are you enjoying that ride? Are you enjoying the ride called A country is a corporation. Within that corporation are small sectors. Those sectors are still corporations. Those corporations are broken down even further. So if you have a country that is broken down into states, each of those states is its own corporation. Then those states may have provinces or counties. Those counties are corporations. Each of those counties has cities and zones. Those cities and zones are also corporations. Inside of those cities and zones are operating corporations where people can go and consume products. Are you enjoying the ride? Because all of that is Web 2. Many of you in the room have had college courses. You go to the college library. You ever interact with other students on the network that's provided by that particular college campus? It's closed out, it's encrypted, it's secured. You can out to the regular internet through whichever search browser is provided. However, it is a closed network. In order to be part of that network, you have to have a student ID. When you log in, you have to use it. How many in the room have had the of doing administrative duties in front of a computer monitor? You have to log in. And there's a special network that you use. It's not open to the public. How many of you in the room have gone to see the doctor? And before you even see the doctor, you get admitted in. They ask you information and they're typing away on a computer. And then had your vitals checked. Speak with the nurse. The nurse asks some information, might write it down on a ledger or might even have a tablet where that nurse is entering the information. By the time you see the doctor, you will also have seen two, maybe three individuals who are interacting on this network inside of that facility. Now, the medical system itself is a closed network. However, between doctors, they can exchange your patient information. It's encrypted though, it's secured. So you know the information and you have permission for the next physician to even see your information, to see your medical file. You ever go to the library, just public library? You ever use their system? It'll tell you we're in a certain location. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. We are here. We were over there. Now we are here. You ever go to the library? I remember when there was a system called the Dewey Decimal System. And you had to go to the bibliophiles in order to find the books on the shelf. In some libraries, you can still find there. And you walk through the front door, you'll have the people off to the side who will be ready to help you check out books and anything else you might need, right? Then you'll see this big box with little drawers, alphabetized. Look up any subject, and then it's going to tell you where all the books are concerning that subject. I haven't been to the library in a while. There is one that I've been to here in town. I didn't see that. I'm going to look for it the next time I go there. There are computers. You can look up a subject, and it'll tell you the Dewey Decimal System or the alphabetical order according to the last name of the author of where you can find whatever book or periodical or reference material you're looking for. That library within itself has a network, and it's connected with the library system of that city, that county, and that state, to the point where if you wanted to request to look for a book in a different state, you can do that query and it can check to see whether or not it's on the shelf, if it's already being booked, or if it doesn't exist at that location. I know this because I did that way back in 1995. So going to New York, I was looking for a book. I went to the old library, and then right across the street was a brand new library. Neither one of them had the book I was looking for. Go figure. Secured, encrypted networks. So let's say you are amongst a group, and you all have your own websites and all of that. What if you wanted to have a meeting place, secured and encrypted? WhatsApp can't quite provide everything that you're going to need for a work environment. It will do what you need for communications and post a couple of bulletins and notifications and stuff like that. But no, you can't really share files and all of that. Well, you get Google Cloud or so and so Cloud. Well, see, there you go. I'm going to walk away from use it sparingly. I use a search engine called Brave. Yes, it does come from Google. However, Brave can hold an e-wallet. You can check to see if Chrome holds an e-wallet. Opera holds an e-wallet. There's a few different search engines that hold e-wallets. That's key because those electronic wallets are secured and they are ready to travel on Web 3. Google is Web 2. Facebook is Web 2. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. If you're in India, Reposo. There's a few different apps out there. However, they runs. That app I spoke of as far as India is concerned, they actually withdrew and made boundaries. If you're not in a certain region, then you can't use our app. Why? Because some areas are tightening down on the information that is broadcast. Some people give misinformation. Sometimes it's on purpose. Sometimes it's in ignorance because they haven't done full research. In all honesty, anytime you step in front of people and relay information, you should be prepared to also give references where your information is from so that they can go and look up themselves, not just what you're about. If you give the subject matter, then the person can actually go and find out through their own research methods. Now, this is going to be something that agrees with what it is you're talking about, something that disagrees with what you're talking about, and then something that says that both points don't even matter. That way you can actually use some discernment about it instead of being biased. Most people are biased towards Web 2 because it's convenient. Now, we started this discussion, well, once we got here, the discussion was about convenience. For all of the things that are put at your feet, there are certain liberties that are taken away, certain profits that are taken away because someone provided you a convenience. Now, what's the difference between convenience and doing it manually? See, if you do it manually, that means you know how to actually use a product. You can put your hands on it and activate productivity instead of saying, Google, think for me. You can think and then make Google react to your thoughts. Now, what do I mean by that? The same way that hospitals, attorneys, courts, large corporations, college campuses, libraries, the same way that they have secured systems that can still reach out and communicate with each other, that's still a form of internet. Now we're talking Web3. Secured networks where you have to have a membership in order to use those networks. And that leads to investments. Because what we're going to go into is the fact that there are networks out there that you can use where you can have your own coin. When you set up your profile, then you also have established a creator coin. Same way I said my name is 3PROJH, 3P Roge. There is a 3P Roge coin. So, what's up, bro?
So I just want to say, hey, like, I know I'm pretty sure you're probably on live right now, but just want to say hey today because I forgot what time you get off live. I know it's just around this time that you started, like maybe 30 minutes, an hour ago, but I seen you over there earlier and I was in the middle of the game. No, I didn't see you, so I came over.
Right on, bro.
So I just want to say hey, see how you're doing today. But, I'm really feeling so kind of get a drink because I'm thirsty. And the bathrooms are so close, so I can't bring a water bottle down here and refill it. So, but yeah, we're out of water bottles at home, so I'm gonna. And I spent money. I had $10 right this morning. I went to go buy me a drink. $10 for some food. I only bought one thing. Now it's so cheap. I bought one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
I know I was gonna be out here.
I might have a juice. Something that'll tide you over for a second, all right? Anytime, bro.
But yeah, I was just going to say hey.
I thought there was one in here. Oh, there was one there.
I don't have one. It's all right. I'll just see if we have anything else. See if I can get $1 or something.
Well, if you want, we can walk over to Dollar Tree and I can get you some water, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Thank you.
We can walk and talk. Let me wrap up. We can head that way.
Okay.
Oh, for sure, man. I know you're thirsty. You've worked up all of that energy and burnt it off. So yeah.
Yeah, I only got a little bit yesterday. I'm gonna walk over there. I see you start walking over there. I'll catch up with you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna catch up with a few people and then I'll start walking over there.
All right. Do your thing. You know where I'm headed. For sure, bro. All right. Subhanallah. All praises to Lord of all worlds. So there's certain networks that you can visit where you can create a coin. When you go to Facebook, you can't create a coin. You might be able to invest in Metacoin, but you can't really interact with all the members who have Metacoin. You can go on Twitter, X, you can set up a profile. You can even invest in Ethereum and Tronex, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to interact with everybody who has Ethereum and Tronex. Likewise with Bitcoin. You might have a coin, but it doesn't mean that there's a community. What if you had your own coin, your own name? Whatever it is you do, whatever it is you stand for, whatever it is that you'd like to promote, there's a special interest group that you want to promote. It doesn't have to be you. But there's this coin out there. And then anytime someone wants to actually strictly invest concept, they can go straight to you and invest in your coin. And it doesn't matter what currency they use. It doesn't matter the denomination of whichever country. However much that they decide that they can afford to send you in whatever currency, well, it gets either it can be transferred to match the currency that you want to use, or you can leave it in that exact mode and use it appropriately for exchanges concerning products that require that mode of currency. Why am I telling you that? Because there's the creator coin and there's the meme coin. And someone on Facebook make a post on YouTube, they can send you gifts. That means that they have to put some money into an account in order to send you gifts. But what if the money was just transferred from them? That's why it's key to have an actual website, a few different email addresses, because you're going to have a few different uh, responsibilities. If you're a proprietor and you're an entrepreneur with a small business, you may start with one person, but that could easily turn into 10, depending on how successful you are. If you only want to range around your city, 7-mile perimeter, well, that's on you, because the information age has actually provided us the whole wide world. The world itself is one big giant network. Instantaneously, can reach all the way around the world and talk to somebody, make an exchange, go about your way until the next time you're summoned. There was a time 2 decades ago where such an exchange might have taken 3 days. I know. I come from a time where my friends and I thought we had done something and accomplished something because we took some composition notebooks. I'd say about 4 of them. Over a span of 10 years, we managed to fill the pages of about 4, 5 composition notebooks. That's no small. You got 3 guys, and we had a common story, a few shared characters, and then each of us had our own characters, depending upon the plot and our ends of the story. 1999, nearly 3. At that time, it would have been amazing just to be able to take a picture and load into my computer and do a series of stop animation, which is very time consuming. Imagine how long it takes to actually draw out a picture that looks like it's telling a story on a piece of notepaper. Imagine taking the time to panel it off as if you're flipping through of something professionally drawn. Imagine painstakingly putting in enough details to where a person knows they're looking at college paper, but eventually the lines go away. You can see the images popping off the paper. We thought we had accomplished something. We did. From there, I had bigger dreams. Each of those books is an anime within itself. What's it called when you have a book, pictures, and it's a story? In Asia, it's called a manga. So, in my hot little hands are manga. On top of that, if you put some motion to it and a little bit of sound, we have an anime. You ever seen how many people are on a team to develop an anime? Way more than 3. It could get up to 300 people. Now, there are some people who are pros at using computers, so they can cut that down. There are even people out here now who are putting together 30, 45-minute segments by themselves. It's still taking some years for them to develop it. This isn't something that you do overnight. You don't just type in a prompt and say, hey, computer, give me a movie that's 45 minutes long. It will be obvious that you did that. Anyway, 1999, I had a dream. What if we make our own? Because we come from a group of people who DIY, do it yourself. That's where the decentralized factor comes in, because I spent a major part of my professional life working as a contractor while learning how to be a contractor. I've written contracts for contractors. I've done everything but line up contracts myself, to this point where I don't line up contracts. I do agreements. Now, I've got several agreements under my belt. You can tell finished products looking at the portfolio. Now, why do you need all that information? Because that's what I stand on And what is the affirmation for my content creator coin? Now let's move on to meme coins. You know what a meme is. See a picture, a funny picture, ha ha, highlighting something that's going on right now about something different. I'm on a network called The Social World Network. They've started a second network. It's called Focus. I have Creator Coin on DSO, and then I have a meme coin on Focus. Focus is getting attention through Twitter X. You might want to find out what's going on with Focus. Akben, I see you. Hashim Yahav Alahim Shalom Barak. It's Nomad Studio. Akben wants to know where I am. I'm at the community garden, Akbi. On my way over to the Dollar Tree because I got to pick up some supplies. One of our younger brothers is thirsty. Community garden is way over there. You interrupt me for that. Today's party is about crowdfunding on web3. I was in the middle of explaining the value of having an actual cryptocurrency coin. I'm on a private network. They have a second network. It's called Focus. If you happen to pay attention on Twitter X, you will find out information about Focus. I know, Pete. I know. I just wanted to know where you're at because I'm going to swoop through and come bug you for a minute. You're welcome. Hurry. Yahaba. Akben found out something. He found out that if you say Yahaba in Farsi, that means hurry up and move. Got something for you to see. First, this is hella cool. You got to see this. That is cool, right? The adventure when traveling is all the things likes to see. Told me, Scooter Gang, Scooter Crew. Assalamu alaikum, Aki. Be well and well informed. About to get off this line in a second. We're on our way to Dollar Tree. Met up with Brotherhood. We got into the decentralized network that I use and the value of creator coins and meme coins. The next thing is the NFT and the DAO token. Why are they important? Because an NFT is not just a goofy picture. Can someone invest in your post on Facebook and then resell it? What if you could post something on Facebook, turn around, and then still claim it, mint it as an NFT? A post, your text, when you're writing something in there, it's your thoughts, that can be minted as an NFT. The pictures that you take, the videos, information that you pass across to other people, you could actually develop a series of NFTs. Hello, world. There is a short film that I would like to produce. The end result will be a 45-minute film. I would like to actually register it with some short film festivals, not just one. I aspire to have that short film aired and premiered and played at selected cinemas. In order to make this happen, I need for you to invest in NFTs that I'm about to be releasing in series. As a picture, it will start at $1 and you can buy it for $1. And you can turn around and sell it if you want to for $2. Because when you sell it, you will retain 10% every time it gets sold again. And so the next person, if they buy it for $2 and then they want to sell it for $4, they're going to retain 10% from then on. So each owner will always retain a percentage every time it gets sold. That's the power of an NFT. So I need $2,000. I need $2,000 in order to take care of different tools that I need. Simple things like phones, devices, cameras. This isn't about microphones and whatnot. There's a microphone in the phone. I need a phone and I need a tablet. Why? Because I actually was in possession of 2 phones before the winter storm. The day before the snow even came down, I dropped my phone and it shattered the screen. All right, my brother. Assalamu alaikum. People say they are in need and then they go their own way. Not talking about Akbi. The other brother, he's going back to where he can get what he needs. So now I don't have to go get supplies. I can finish my thought, which is what I've been trying to do anyway. So here we go. Let's say, yes, I need $2,000. That's because, yes, I did break a phone. I had a second phone. I have misplaced that phone while it was ice on the ground and everything else. You may not know this, but I traverse across this town all day, every day. Some of you are counting your steps to make sure that you get some exercise in. My everyday is exercise. The second I open my eyes and decide to leave the house, I'm on the go for the rest of the day until it's time to lay down. I lost a phone and I shattered the screen of another phone. I'm using a borrowed device that I really need to return to the person it belongs to. Now, those 2 devices cost less than $200. It's not about devices. Yeah, I need those. I need those in order to conduct the real thing. What's the real thing? I need to sit down and register not just one soundtrack to one short film. There's 11 more behind that. It's called receipts. You see, I've spent 4 years doing promoting, and it wasn't for me. I wasn't promoting my own product. I was promoting. Now I've got all the content galore. And considering I have the content, now I need to register it. Because some of that content has gotten a lot of views. And I don't do things just for the sake of saying I did it. Every time I post something, there's a message in there. Why? Because at the age of 5, I figured it was time we have our own network outside of PBS. Because I was also born in a time before there was cable, before there was internet. You had to use bunny ear antenna to get reception. So you had 3 or 4 major networks on Jeff. And then you had a few off-brand channels on UHF. And then there was the one that would be for public broadcast. I tuned in to public broadcasting because I learned a lot. When my nose wasn't in a book, my eyes was on the screen, learning something. Put it in my mind that I wanted to start a network. Back then there was radio and television. A few years ago, I accomplished running a radio station, a digital radio station from my laptop. I was responsible for all programming for every day, all day, for 3 months. I saw how it was possible. I saw how much content you actually have to have. Then my mission became, I'd like to meet enough people where we can put out certain subject matter and release that content. Have it available. I'm doubling back now. I saw who I needed to see. Back to the mission, getting supplies. Let's say, 24 people. And you need an hour's worth of programming from each of them. That covers a day, right? Let's say 24 people who actually give you content, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. They upload that much content every day. Get them one place along with their own sources of promoting their content outside of Web 2. Because in Web 2, those different platforms, they will offer for you to register individually with the platform, but then it's at a cost. However, if you manually register yourself properly with publishers, you will have access to 250 different platforms, storefronts, digital radio stations, so forth. They say it's hard work. Well, how hard are you working just to hand somebody some money to do something that you could be doing? Because right now, someone is handing you money to do something that they don't want to do. Selah. Artists do not become rich and successful from signing with a major label. Don't become rich off of how much money they make from royalties. If you want to show real support for an artist, buy from them and get their services directly. Contact that artist. Find out, well, how much does it cost for an image? How much does it cost for my own song? I would like for you to make a song for me. Where can I find the collection of the different albums or just the tracks that you have? Artist. Because if you see them under a label, the label is making the money, not the artist. If you see them under a label you never heard of, it's probably because they are an independent artist. My label is Highest Heights Studio. I'm a sole proprietor. Work with a group called Mafia Soy Productions. We're all indies. So let's say we do release some NFTs with the artwork on them. It's a collector's. What's a DAO token? It's the other side of investing in someone's coin. Because as it grows and matures the same way that stock investments do, or actually bonds and CDs, DAO tokens work like that. A person can make an announcement of a project they're working on, and they say they're trying to raise a certain amount. Big thing when you're crowdfunding through coins and tokens. If I tell you I need 2,000, it's because I'm going to take that 10%, which would be 200, and disperse it amongst the people who actually invested. So instead of GoFundMe taking 10%, you get 10% back. Selah. Now, these are not just for instances. These are things that are about to be launched. So when you see it in your face, please take part. You are needed. I think there might be 3 different announcements concerning uh, fundraising. The first one won't be 2,000. It won't be that high of a price or of a goal, I'll say. The first crowd fundraiser might be something like 500 or something like that, just for a starter. Because there are certain necessities that really are required on a monthly basis, a weekly basis. I don't have a 9 to 5. I don't have a job. I don't toil. I work every day. I'm going to go ahead and get off this line because I made it to the destination. I need to grab a couple of supplies, get back to the park and help out my brother. Hashem Yahweh Elohim Shalom Barak. Allahu Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Father's peace, blessings, and mercy be upon everyone this message. Until next time. Hashtag kindness is free. Hashtag kindness is contagious. If you see someone in need, go help them. Don't ask them what they need. If you have the ability, just go help them. That's compassion. Amitabha, Amitofo. That's how you would say that in both Chinese or Japanese. Be the reason somebody else smiles today. Hasta luego. Many much love and respect.